extremities to get there, which I was shown later I was meant to go through that so that I could assist the collective in this time, which is where I'm at. And in my 30s, which was about almost 15 or so years ago, I met my divine counterpart through enlightenment, through graduating the time matrix, through overcoming psychological abuse and all of those things, and ascending to source and became an ascended being, a Christed avatar, through activating all of the star portals to get into source consciousness, way beyond this reality, right? And so it's almost as if the trauma that they tried to inflict on us actually can cause you to find God in a terribly horrible way, but in a nice way too, because when you find God, you're good, right? So this is what I'm going to talk about here. So that after I went through that journey, I then first experienced, of course, out-of-body celestial marital union in another world from here. And that was something that was so highly sacred that today, as we try to teach this to the collective, a lot of people are perverting it. And you can see that with what recently happened with the Twin Flame Universe. For any of you guys that know who those guys are, they were just on Netflix. They kind of took the teachings and got it twisted and used it to hurt people. But the truth of the story is true. The Twin Flame story actually is a very ancient story. And it has to do with your primordial soul, long before you ever decided to even become human. It's a very, very sacred story. And it's also your truth, because every soul is designed in the same way, even though we can and do take on multiple incarnations in many different forms. Sometimes we may choose to come in a gay couples situation or a transvestite situation, or maybe we come in and we are single our whole lives and we're carrying the energy of the divine counterpart. It depends on the soul, and you can go into parallel realities even and have different incarnations even with that aspect of yourself. But the divine counterpart is a true aspect, and there are specific souls that came to this planet right now who chose to come in as the two polarities of that dynamic in different bodies. So the divine counterpart is you in another body, and they're out there running around in this world somewhere. And you're very, very, very lucky if you do get to meet them, because it's a sacred union, and it's something that's orchestrated by the cosmos. When the soul is fully ready to take on that lesson, I say, because it's another aspect of your evolution. And when we go through relationships, like I did, many, many failed relationships, it can be heartbreaking and it can be discouraging, and you think there's something wrong with you, and you think but from the universe's eye, that's not really what's happening. All of those relationships are just teaching you lessons about love so that you can, like a diamond, become polished for a divine union. Because when you get into divine union, there's not going to be any longer any of that toxicity, the fighting and cheating on each other and all of these toxic things that humans have done, because they have been chakra reversed by archons. And this has been by design, that dark beings have intentionally taken your chakra system, knowing how it works, and reversed you outside of yourself. And when you're working outside of yourself, you're not in divine union, which is inside. And it's outside too, because there is an outside aspect if they chose to incarnate in this world. But anyway, that's kind of the story of the divine union. And that's what we're here to talk about. Do you guys have any questions?